In a world where Gen X women are literally trying to understand menopause and just survive out here, and Jesus must be the center of everything we do so we don't end up in jail.
We want to reserve a place where we can address our hot flashes and most definitely everything the Holy Ghost has laid on our hearts, all at the same time.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Elena.
So come on, let's talk about it.
Hello.
Welcome to our show. Unnecessary. That goes out to Deidre McCracken.
That's just for you.
Just for you. She want to know if we have some sound effects.
We do, yes.
Yeah.
We do.
If you're watching this episode and our voice randomly changes to a chipmunk, that has nothing to do with us, just
No.
so you know.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. We got a lot to say, and we're not going to talk that fast or that high
Sometimes
pitch.
Not that high pitch. Sometimes I do talk really fast though to make myself slow down.
Girl, my brother is just like, I'll be on the phone with him, and he's like, slow down. I'm like, what? Why you interrupt my sentence to tell me that? He's like, because you're saying a lot about a lot. And he said, and you're getting worked up. You're getting passionate.
That's what I do.
And I need you just to slow down. I said, no, I'm not. He said, the volume of your voice has changed 4 times since you started this. I said, what?
Yes.
He said, old habits die hard, Michelle. You've been like this since the beginning of time. I was like, whatever.
No lies told. That's
Whatever.
yeah, mine does the same thing. Kelton will say, just don't get worked up. Let's just I'm not worked up. What are you talking about?
When someone tells me don't get worked up or calm down, maybe it's just menopause, but I'm telling you, it ain't no words that can be said to me that make me want to choke somebody more than that.
Kelton does not like you to say calm down to him. So I don't. But he never is uncalm, so
Yeah, he pretty calm.
he's pretty calm.
I feel like I don't want to see him worked up.
Mm-mm. No, I ain't never seen it. I feel like I don't want to either. So.
It's like Pandora's box,
Get that
man.
out of
Once
the
you
way.
open it, I'm not sure you could shut it, and I just don't.
Let's just get that out of the way.
Skirt.
We do not want to see that.
Ain't nobody want to make Kelton mad. Let me tell you what I'm not gonna do. Make Kelton mad. There are a lot of things I'm not gonna do. Now I might do it unintentionally.
Listen, no, I'm not trying
Like
to
I
do
might
that.
open a bag of Lay's in his truck and start crunching on some chips, and it might make him mad.
He ain't gonna let you in the truck with the Lays. He'd
He
be
gonna,
like,
he
"No,
gonna
I'm
stop
gonna
the truck and let me out.
I need you to stand out there and eat those, and then you can get in."
He gonna stop the truck. He gonna tell me to ride in the bed. Get in the back of the truck, Michelle. If you're gonna eat them chips, get in the back of the truck.
Oh goodness.
These men, they struggling through menopause too.
Yeah, they are. Not as much as we are, though.
No. Like I don't feel that sorry for
I
them.
don't feel that bad. No, really, I don't. Not quite.
But there's moments when I lose myself and I feel sorry for that.
Every once in a while, yes.
But not all the time.
Not all the time.
No, because it's a real thing. You know, I be telling Matt, you need to do some research. You
Uh,
have a
yeah.
responsibility to pick your phone up because you use Google
You
for
can be researching
everything
everything
else.
else.
So while you searching what the second star to the right is, because your grandkids watch Peter Pan and you want to know if it's a real place, I want you to get on your Google and Google symptoms of menopause. I want you to know that just like Neverland is not a real place, menopause is a real place, and I'm living there right now. I'm living in that ghetto, okay?
Oh,
I need you to understand.
it's not. It's just not pleasant. I don't like anything about it.
I live on the corner of rough times and hot flash gonna kill you. That's where I'm living right now.
Here's where I'm at. You know, people talk about, oh, you get forgetful, you get this, you get that. I'm trying to brush my hair the other morning, and I pick up the hairbrush, and I'm looking at it like it's a mirror to look at the back of my head. And my dumb behind is like, why can't I see nothing? And I'm like, oh, it's not the mirror. It's a hairbrush. A giant purple hairbrush at that. Can we just talk about
Girl.
that for a minute?
I forget so bad.
And here's the thing. Kelton is across the way at his sink in his mirror, and I know he sees what I do, but he is smart enough
keep his mouth
to
shut.
act like he didn't see it.
Keep your mouth
So he just kind of got
shut.
this little grin on his face because I see him in the mirror, you know, when I turn around, and he just kind of get this little grin on his face, and then he just did his little area, and he walked out. I was like, "That's right. Don't act like you didn't see it."
That's right.
What in the world?
But the other day, my brother said, "Man, I've been forgetful lately. I hope I don't have because we have dementia on my mom's side of the family." And he said, "I hope this isn't like early onset dementia or whatever." And I said, "No, I know exactly what you got."
Menopause.
And he said, "Well," I said, "Menopause." Whatever the man's version of it is,
That's what you got.
that's what you got. Okay. Oh, you hot lately and you don't know why? Your joints hurting? You got hair growing on your knee? Kneecap? One scraggly gray hair?
Yeah, I have an influx of gray hair right here.
Me too.
And I'm like, what is happening? I'm really going gray. guess-
Someone the other day told me they thought that I had highlights in my hair, and I was like, on the one hand, I want to say thank you that you thought my hair is evenly growing with gray. On the other hand, I want to slap you
Because why would you think?
because why I got that much that it looks like highlights? I feel like I ain't got that much.
Listen,
So now we need to address the fact that you're a liar and you're going to hell. So let's shift the topic of conversation from my hair to
You're
your
a liar.
salvation. Because now we got a bigger issue here, okay? Now I need to stand here and let you know what an eternity in hell gonna feel like for you because you're a liar, and all liars shall have their part in the lake of fire that burns with brimstone. And that's menopause.
yes. Oh.
All the while I'm sweating,
Yeah.
staring you in the face.
Here's where we are.
I'm just saying.
Here is where we are.
I'm just saying.
It's fun times.
It is.
Fun times. Not really, but anyway.
Well,
Oh, what do you have for us today? Come on with it.
everything I'm going to talk about today, you touched on the last episode. So if it feels like we're repeating ourselves, we definitely repeating ourselves.
That's just proof that God's speaking.
Yeah,
I mean,
it proved that we probably more proof we just think alike than anything else. But there was I don't even know if you ever saw it, but I did a live video on our Hot Flashes and Holy Ghost social media a couple months back. It's more than a couple months. And it was actually talking about this. And so I had been wanting to dig a little deeper and talk a little more about it because I just did like a little, little tiny video about it. But I has been studying, or I'd come across it when I was reading the Bible at that time, and it just kind of did a little boop boop in my brain, and I was like, what? Huh? And so Judges 4:7-9 says, it's talking about Deborah. We know Deborah, little Debbie.
yes.
We know her. Know her a little too well sometimes. Just kidding. But we know the story of Deborah.
Yes.
We know who she was. We know the task at hand as far as her story goes. But this part of the story, Judges 4:7-9, is basically her addressing Barak, telling him, we got a job to do. You got a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying, in 7, it starts with saying, and I will draw unto thee to the river Kishon Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots. I'm gonna draw unto thee Sisera. I'm gonna bring these people to you, okay? With his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thine hands. Okay, God's basically promising him, you ain't got to worry.
Right. I'm going to bring him to you.
And Deborah's saying, or it goes on to say, and Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. Coward.
Yeah.
Like God done told you, she trying to tell you God's got something for you to do. Not only is this something God's got for you to do, but he's also going to deliver them into your hands. And that man going to come back and say, all right, well, are you going? Because if you going, I'll go.
If you're
It
not
made
going,
me
I'm
wonder
not
what
going.
Deborah looked like. She probably was Big Deborah. I'm just saying. You know them shirts where they take Little Debbie and they make her big and chunky and her face is real fat and they call it Big Deborah instead of Little Debbie? She might have been Big Deborah. Because I feel like if Barak, with the promise from the Lord sitting in his hand, looked at Deborah and said, okay, well, are you going? Because if you're going, I'll go. But if you ain't going, I ain't going. Like, was he going to stand behind her and walk into battle and be like, all right, we're going to see what's going on there.
He must have been a little man.
Yeah. Maybe he was a little man. I don't know. But he tells her, okay, well, what you going to do? I need to know what you're going to do so I can determine what I'm going to do, because I'm going to do what you do.
Yeah.
And Deborah says to him, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor, for the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So we know that you mentioned it in the last episode that that was prophecy. She was prophesying that Sisera was going to be delivered. He was going to, there was a woman who was going to capture him.
Yeah.
And when I say capture, I mean,
take him out.
take him out. But in these scriptures, she's telling Barak that, hey, you got a job to do. God needs you to do this, but don't be faint of heart.
Yeah.
He gonna work it out for you. You got a responsibility, but
Right.
God's got it. Like,
Right.
God's got it. She explained to him, God gonna deliver him into your hands. And then, like, you know, that stupid cowardly response, man. I just want to do like double eye roll. Just like however you can roll your eyes. That's what I want to do. And then I want to give him a hot slap, as Elena would say. But I want to point out in verse 9, she does, just like I just say, that's that word of prophecy that came forward where she was saying, God's going to deliver him into the hands of a woman.
Yeah.
So, you know, Big Deborah was something. Okay, I feel like they don't talk. You don't hear about a lot about her.
No.
But just a little that I do know,
Yeah.
I feel like me and Deborah could hang.
Yeah. I feel like she would.
I feel like me and Deborah
She
could
would have
hang.
been in my circle.
Ding, ding, ding. I feel like me and Deborah could have a coffee and laugh about Barack a little bit. You know, girl. Whoa. What was he talking about when he said, if you go, I'll go? Like, for real? I want to know what you really said to that. I mean, I know what the scripture says.
What'd you really tell him?
But what did you say that didn't get documented? I ain't trying to read between the line, but I'm trying to read between the line. Like, for real. Come on. I know what I'm saying. I know what I was saying. But if you fast forward, and y'all, we know this story, right? We know this story. But if you go to verse 18, it talks about Jael. You talked about Jael. And it says, Jael went out to meet Sisera, said unto him, turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle and he said unto her, give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I'm thirsty. She opened a bottle of milk. Ooh, she was trying to, you know, a little warm milk before bed. She wanted that nap to be good, okay?
Yes.
And gave him drink and covered him. Again, he said unto her, stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be when any man doth come and inquire of thee and say, is there any man here, that thou shalt say no? Lie for me.
Yeah.
Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent. Now we talk about a tent nail, y'all.
Yeah, we're not talking about a nail.
We're
We're talking about a nail, like a nail.
A stake.
Like, yeah.
That's basically what we're saying, okay?
Yeah.
And took a hammer in her hand and went softly, softly.
She was
Make sure you a
creeping.
lady while you doing it, girl.
She was creeping.
Yeah. She's probably holding her dress up with one hand.
Yeah.
She probably had tea. Like, she did it softly, y'all.
Yeah.
Softly unto him and smote the nail into his temple and fastened it into the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary. So he died. And behold, as Barak pursued, Sisera Jael came out to meet him and said unto him, come and I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and the nail was in his temple.
You were done.
Yeah.
Done.
This story made me laugh so hard. Number one, you picturing the whole thing, right? Her softly giving him the milk. Oh, take a nap. Oh, and then like I laugh at just like how this story changed real fast.
Rapidly.
But then I gotta laugh in my mind. This is where, like I said on that one episode a couple of times ago, I wish there was Ring cameras on these places because, you know, knowing who
There's video
Barack
footage.
was and how scary he was, he didn't want to go unless Deborah was going.
Yeah.
What did he think when he walked in this tent? JL's like, oh, you're looking for him? He's right here.
Here he is. Right
This
here.
is the one with the nail in his,
In his
temple.
temple. Him.
And it makes you wonder, like, what did Barack do?
And I feel like JL was probably not a big woman. I feel like her and Deborah
No.
probably looked a little different. I feel like she was probably petite. I mean, I don't know this.
I feel like
just
she was a
think
little
these
bit
things.
of stealth.
Yeah.
You know, just like
Yeah.
a ninja.
That's how I feel. I feel like she was.
She, you know, but one thing about JL is JL wasn't trying to play.
No, she wasn't there to play.
She wasn't there to play. When Sister came to her tent, you're never going to convince me that she didn't intentionally manipulate him or allow him to think that she was going to help him.
No, for sure.
Like
for sure.
there was some scheming going on
For
for
sure.
sure. But instead of helping him, a homegirl took a tent nail to his temple
To his
and
temple.
then fastened it to the ground. Like I don't even know what that means. But
That means it went through his temple, out the other side, and into the ground. That's what that means.
But she fastened it. How do you fasten
As
it?
we would say, she had him pinned down. He wasn't going nowhere. Pinned down.
Y'all, this is such an intense story.
Very.
While he's asleep, I want to know what she put in the milk.
Right?
Come on now. Why was he sleeping so heavy?
He was sleeping soundly. Listen.
But she could have done a dozen other things, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, they were after Sisera. Obviously, she knew that they were after him
Yeah.
because when she went out, she told Barack, hey, the guy you're chasing is here. She
Yeah.
knew they were after him. But she could have done so many other things to defeat Sisera. You know, she could have called Barack into the tent and say, hey, he's sleeping, but
He's
this
in
the
there
one.
sleeping.
This the one. She could have tied him up in his sleep and said, hey, the prisoner's over here.
Yeah.
She could have done a lot, but there was an extra step she took. Okay, there was an extra step she took. But the crazy part of the story for me, this is what caught my attention, was when you read on in Judges 5:27 is where it's Deborah's song. Okay,
Yes.
you read Deborah's song.
Yes.
But 27, this part of her song says, at her feet he bowed, he fell. He lay down. At her feet he bowed, he fell. Where he bowed, there he fell down dead. And I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? She's singing about him bowing.
Yeah.
She's singing about him bowing. Like she points out in her song that Sisera bowed to JL, that he bowed at her feet. Now, even though it was through his undoing,
Yeah.
he bowed.
Mm.
He bowed. And we can think whatever we want. This is what made me start thinking about this story and these pieces that I just never really paid attention to because I've read this story before. But it made me think about, we can think all day long, we can get away with whatever it is in our life. Whatever it is. But the truth is, even if it's through our destruction and defeat, there will be moments in our life where we're forced to bow.
Mm.
I don't know what kind of person you are, but I can imagine Sisera. Look, I a while back, I don't remember how long ago, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute. But you talked about this story.
Mm-hmm.
And you talked about you there being some history there.
Yeah. A lot of theologians believe there was.
Yeah. When she let him come into the tent, what experience had she had with him before?
Yeah.
Right? And so, because that's an intense act that played out.
Yeah.
You know, that's an intense act. If somebody's chasing after a prisoner and they run into my tent, as much as I may not like who they are or what they did or whatever, I got to tell you, like, getting a tent nail is not going to be the first thing that pops into my head. Number one, that's a lot of work.
It took a lot of strength to do
Number
that.
two, how much studying did she have to do to make sure she got it in just the right place? How much push-ups was she doing and arm exercises to make sure she hit that hammer hard enough to get it the first time? Like, you know?
There's a lot happening there.
And so obviously Sisera was an evil man,
yes.
clearly. And whatever connection he had with her was rooted in evil.
Sure.
And I would even say that some of what she did was retaliatory.
Sure.
He didn't bow to her before, but he bowed that time.
Yeah.
It was through his destruction and his death and his undoing, but he bowed. He bowed.
In that moment, he needed her. He expected her.
Yes.
Now, this is just my mind here. The Bible doesn't say this. This is what I've always thought. In that moment, he needed her. And so he expected her because of possibly a prior relationship there. He expected her to do what she had done before and be afraid, do his bidding, and cower down and take the abuse just like she had previously. Could it be that the reason why he got so comfortable with her and why he went in and laid down and felt comfortable enough to go to sleep was because he had abused her so violently before? He never expected what came out of her.
Yeah.
He never expected her to be walking in a place of strength and healing.
For sure.
And he never expected that in her.
No.
So he laid down and went to sleep, probably thinking, well, I'll do what I want with her and I'll use her and abuse her and manipulate her just like I've done before when I wake up. Right now, I just need to rest.
Right.
Could it be? The Bible doesn't say any of that.
No.
But that has always been my thought pattern when I read this story.
Yeah, but you can look at it in some different ways too. That just because someone give you milk and offer you a place to sleep, it may not be the place necessarily that's
Be
the
careful
safest
where
for you
you
to
lay
rest.
it. Yeah.
Because when you rest, you vulnerable. That's
Ooh.
the moral of the story. Okay.
Yes.
When you rest in the wrong places,
Mm?
ain't there somewhere in Matthew talk about them spirits that go out? And
Yes.
and they okay.
Come back in.
Um,
Wrong to and fro.
They couldn't find rest
No.
in a desert place.
No.
Okay, so when you rest in the wrong places, you make yourself vulnerable. And he was vulnerable, and he did it to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And she had no allegiance to him, obviously.
No,
Clearly,
clearly
there was
she did
no
not.
loyalty.
No.
He had ruined that with whatever history they did have.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's so many times that we can have a Sisera frame of mind where we've been whatever kind of person that we've been, but we still gonna think that we can run and hide and find protection and shelter.
Oh.
We ain't going to address what's really wrong. We just gonna conveniently run from the problem, run from the sin, run from, and just expect this place of protection and shelter, and that nothing, there's not going to be a price. No, you're going to bow too. You're going to bow. There's going to be a place where God, I read something yesterday and it said, God will never be an ally to the sin that he crushed on the cross.
Oh. True.
And when I thought about this story, I thought, how many times do we do the wrong thing, sin, whatever that entails, whatever that entails,
Yeah.
and we run and we want to find rest in a place that we think is safe, and we're going to find protection and we're going to find shelter and all of that, and you think you've escaped
Yeah.
the consequences of what you've done.
Yeah.
And you take your atmosphere for granted because you ain't got no prayer life and you really ain't that discerning.
Ooh.
And so you look around and you think because you ducked in a tent that you in a safe place, but because you've distanced yourself so far from God and you've okayed your wrongs for so long that it's really a facade. There really is no shelter there because you're going to bow. Even if it's your undoing that brings you to that point, you will bow.
Ooh.
You won't escape. I'd be one to look at sister and be like, "Did you thought you was going to
You
escape that?
thought you
Didn't
was
you?
going to get away with it.
You thought you was going to get away with it, like you really did." When he went in there, he had all the confidence that he was in the right place.
Yeah.
But you can push against God all you want. You can try to force your way on him. I've seen people do it. Justify this, justify that, walk the path they want to walk. You can try to get him to conform to you rather than you conform to him. We can walk around wearing these smug grins on our faces like we've gotten away with something or we've gotten away with it. So God, I must have changed God's mind.
Oh. No.
But at the end of the day, we going to bow. One way or another, we going to bow. We'll either do it through submission and obedience, or we'll do it through the consequences of sin and rebellion, but we going to bow. You going to bow one way or the other. Either you're going to live a submitted life, a submissive life, a surrendered life, and you're going to do the things that you need to do through the act of obedience and make your wrongs right through repentance and change whatever life you have to an honorable life, or you're going to try and justify the places that you've been in and you're going to run from it. And because of the foolish place you're standing in, because of the foolishness you've allowed yourself to entertain, you're going to step into the wrong tent. Now, don't get me wrong. JL was the right tent. It was the right tent.
Yeah.
Sisera got what he deserved.
Absolutely.
But you gonna step into the wrong tent like Sisera because you ain't gonna be right. You ain't. It's not gonna be straight.
Right.
You're gonna have taken some stuff for granted. You're gonna walk in some place you got no business walking. You're gonna have hurt some people you shouldn't have hurt. You're gonna have an unrepentant heart. You're gonna think for some reason you're above the law and you can get away with things that no one else can get away with.
Right.
And the enemy wants all of us to stand in that place, honey. When I read that yesterday that said Jesus is never going to be, or God is never going to be an ally to the sin that he crushed on the cross, I thought, dear Lord, how many times have we literally had a frame of mind? Well, this is a different dispensation. Like, yes, I believe the Bible is real, but also we've evolved. No, we haven't.
No.
It's
still
the
the same.
Bible don't evolve.
It's still the same.
This isn't evolution.
No.
No. This didn't used to be a monkey.
No, it's the same word that it's always been.
But in a moment of foolishness, he ducked into the wrong tent. And I'm glad he did. Whether that's right or wrong for me to feel that way, I'm glad he did. But there he was, just a dummy, ducking into the wrong tent, getting nailed to the ground. Nailed to the ground, okay? You didn't just get captured.
No.
You got took and fastened to the ground. There was, hey,
What a terrible way to go.
Girl.
That's horrific.
Girl. Can you imagine the scene that Barack walked in on? You know that was messy.
He probably said, "Who did this? Where did the..."
I'm going to find JL. I'm going to find JL on the other side of things. Her and Deborah. I want to have lunch with both of them.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't even know if we're going to be eating real food in heaven, but all I'm saying, I had this conversation last night. They were telling me you don't get hungry if you're just a soul. Now, how do you know? Because I feel like Michelle's soul get hungry
The
too.
Bible said we're going to have new bodies, so
Ding!
I feel like the Lord...
I'm going to hit them up. I'm going to be like, look, Big Deborah and JL. JL the stealth. Look, we need to sit down and talk.
Yeah, let's talk.
I just need some details. I need some fill in the blanks, okay? They too many blanks in the story, okay? They too many blanks, girl. I need to know, like, what was your posturing when you went for the nail?
How long did you plan that out?
Did you put plastic down on the floor? Like, what did Barack look like when he walked in there? I just want to know. What was the look on his face? Was it shock? Did he throw up? Did he cry? Did he run? I want to know. What is it? What did he look like? But That part of the story had never stuck out to me before. And when I read that and I thought about the fact that Sisera thought he was running from something, he thought he had found a place that he could duck in and hide.
Take
he thought,
refuge. Yeah.
he thought because his sin, my grandma used to always say, sin will take you further than you want to go. His sin and his wickedness had taken him so far that he was foolish enough to look in the face of probably a victim, one of his victims of his behavior.
Yeah.
And looked in her face and was so bold and just cocky enough to think, I'll find refuge in here.
Yeah.
I'm Sisera.
She's not going to betray me.
She's not going to betray me. She's too scared of me.
Yeah. Wrong.
Wrong again. Wrong again. And so I just thought, you're not going to escape bowing. Jael forced him to bow.
Yeah.
He didn't get out of that situation. He didn't get out of that situation without being brought to his knees. Even in the face of his destruction and defeat, he was brought to his knees. He bowed. And there are going to be two ways that you're going to end up on your knees. It's either going to be submission and surrender and obedience, or you're going to end up there because you are in the midst of defeat and destruction. You get to choose the outcome.
Right. That's good.
And sometimes you may end up on your knees because you've tasted a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But there will always be a different outcome when the outcome when the frame of mind leaves justification and moves to obedience and submission. There will always be a different outcome.
Ooh, that's good.
Wow. Because you ain't going to change God.
No.
You ain't going to change who he is.
Well,
That's
the word
it.
say he's
That's
the
all I
same
got.
yesterday, today, and
Same
forever.
yesterday, today, and forever. He ain't changing.
We just told someone that this morning. God's God. He doesn't change.
Yep.
From
He
the
don't
beginning to the
change.
end and everywhere in between and now to this moment, he's the same God.
Exactly.
He doesn't change.
What brings you to your knees is your decision. I promise you that. I promise you this. When I look back over my life, the times that I ended up on my knees, no matter how heartbreaking, no matter how much pain or what I was bringing in that moment, the outcome between the moments I did it when I was just in desperation, destruction, and defeat, up next to the times I did it when I was still feeling those things, but I did it from a place of obedience and submission and surrender. When I tell you the outcome of that scenario it will change your life when you come to a place where because he honors that.
Yeah.
Obedience and surrender and submission. He's hungry for it from
Yes.
us. He wants it from us. He created us to be in that place.
Yes.
And so when you refuse to do it, it will be your undoing.
Right.
You won't get away with it.
No.
You can run and you can put your mask on and pretend like you have, but
No.
you haven't. You will bow. One way or another, you will
Yeah.
bow.
That's good.
Honey Sisera did.
Ooh,
He bowed.
man.
In a big, bad way, he bowed. Poor Barack. Feel sorry for that little man. Let's all pray for Barack right now.
Have mercy. Wow.
We don't even know
That
if
was
Deborah was in
good.
the tent, but Deborah was probably in the tent because before he went in that tent, he probably said, "If you go in, I'll go in, Deborah. I'm scared.
You go in first.
I'm scared." You ever
go
seen
in
Medea? Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm scared.
I'm scared.
I'm scared." That probably was Barack.
Oh, have mercy.
But you gonna bow.
Mm.
Do it in obedience and submission.
Yes, submission and surrender. Help us, God.
The outcome's a lot better.
Wow. Well, thank you. Ooh, if that didn't stir y'all, it stirred me.
We love you
Just
guys.
saying. Yes. See you next time.
See you next time.